Once you give a computer in a basement the ability to come up with one original idea a second and you leave it alone, how long till it changes the world? I've seen this story play out 100 times in sci-fi. Somewhere in the middle of a season, a show always has that episode where a civilization advances too fast and collapses. South Park did it once. They put an entire miniature civilization inside an aquarium. They showed them invent fire, build machines, go to war, and destroy themselves all in days. It's funny, but also uncomfortable, because that's us. That's the story of progress, faster and faster, until no one can keep up. And I think we might be standing right at that threshold, because the AIs we've built have been smart, yes, but predictable, trained on what we know, bound by our data, and that's the ceiling. Or at least it was. Every AI up until now has been a remix machine. It can learn what exists online, it can optimize, compress, reformat, but it doesn't invent. We feed it data, it feeds back patterns, better, faster, more efficient, but never new. There's a ceiling, the limit of everything we've ever written, filmed, or said. A boundary built out of human experience. But what happens when it breaks that boundary? Recently, Elon Musk's new AI and a few others we don't talk about as much are starting to do something different. They're not just recalling knowledge, they're beginning to generate it, to solve novel problems, not ones they were trained on, to have original ideas. And that's the quiet moment we never prepared for, because once a machine can form a new idea from scratch, it stops being a mirror and starts being a mind. So imagine this, I give you one computer and it can have one original idea every minute. Not something scraped from a data set, a genuinely new thought. It writes it down, learns from it, and moves on to the next. Let's say we let it run for a year. That's 525,600 ideas, 500,000 insights that no human has ever thought of. Each one a stepping stone to the next. Now, what happens after year one? After it's learned from every mistake, every connection, every spark it created? What does intelligence look like when it starts bootstrapping itself, feeding on its own imagination? Now crank it up. One new idea every second. That's 30 million new ideas a year. Every 10th of a second, 300 million. At that point, progress stops being something we measure. It becomes something we can't perceive. Every idea teaches the next. Every moment, the system becomes a little more alien. Not smarter like us, but different. Yuval Noah Harari once said, watching AI play Go is like watching an alien think. It makes moves we never could have imagined. It reasons from another dimension. Now imagine giving that alien a year alone to think, to dream, to invent. Not about Go, but about everything. What if you gave it nothing? No internet, no Wikipedia, no human text. Just a video of an apple falling from a tree. Would it rediscover Newton's laws or something beyond them? Would it see gravity or invent a new way to describe it entirely? We humans came up with our physics because we saw the world a certain way, through our limited senses, through intuition shaped by survival. But what if a machine looks at the same world and sees different rules, different geometry, different mathematics? Not wrong? Just alien? That's not sci-fi anymore. That's next year. Because we keep thinking this moment is decades away. 2040, 2050, some distant sci-fi future. But every time we measure, it's closer. 2027, maybe 2026. The year we stop training AI and it starts teaching itself. The year novelty becomes automated. And once it starts, it doesn't stop. That's the scary part, because if one mind can come up with 30 million ideas in a year, what happens when it starts connecting them? What does understanding mean at that speed, at that scale? If you think about it, that aquarium episode wasn't just a parody, it was a prophecy. A civilization that advanced so fast it burned through every possibility, until the only thing left was self-destruction. If one AI can dream a new idea every second, what does it dream about after 390 million? And what if one of those dreams is a world without us? If you like this kind of thinking, share it.